Well, hello everyone. It is Thursday. This week, I just don't even know. The week has gone by so quickly and it's not been an exceptionally productive week up here. In fact, this is the first time I'm coming up to really get something done this week, and it's Thursday. I don't even know if I said that already. Let me get my light on here. There, that's better. It's always so much more cheerful when those lights come on. So let's see, Monday I finished the edit for the Holiday Serendipity soap. And then Tuesday, well, let's see, Monday afternoon, I was really achy that day. All my little injuries decided to flare up that day. So I didn't do much that afternoon. And then, let's see, Tuesday, I came up here and it was 55 degrees. I turned on the heater and I left. I was like, I am not doing anything up here. And so, let's see, I did back orders in the afternoon and I wrapped some presents for Christmas. And then Wednesday, we woke up early because my poor Doberman has some sores on his feet. I guess it can happen when they step on maybe, it's like foxtail or something like that. And of course, he runs all over our field. Not our fields where the cows are, but our yard is pretty big. So he has some sores. I think I mentioned in the one where I was showing you the Christmas lights that he had a sore foot. So it just kind of escalated since then. And he's on antibiotics, he's on painkillers, and it's getting better though. But yesterday he was very whiny and he had us up early and he just wanted Mom to hold his sore foot all day. It was really quite funny. Very pathetic. He's a very pathetic big Doberman. He's a baby. So here we are now. It's Thursday morning and I'll just show you where we left off, because if you guys think I'm an uber productive person in December, you would be wrong. So I did get my dishes done. I don't remember what day I did that. I think possibly that was a Tuesday deal as well. So I'm good to go. I have a lot to accomplish. And then I did put the soap up on the counter, the one that was down there on that shelf. I got it up here, so this is all we've gotten done. So I have these soaps here. I've got the Kefir unscented soap, which is looking quite nice. And then we've got the Figgy cream over here, which has done very well, and it does not really have much for ash or anything, so I'm pretty happy about that. It smells amazing. I wish I had the energy to make double of that at a time, but I really don't. So today I am just going to make some soap. I am going to make some different batches. I'm going to make a big batch in that Figgy cream, that mold there, and I think I'll make some salt soaps and want to make some dish soap. And what was the other one? Oh, a charcoal tea tree soap. So I'll probably put it in one of my smaller molds, but we'll see. I really don't feel like making a batch that big. So there we have it. That's what I'm going to do today. This is really what I work for, guys. I work really hard all year long, and then in December, after the majority of all the orders are out, if I want to spend a day reading a book, I spend a day reading a book, which I've been through a couple of books already. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm a little disappointed in my water situation. So this one there is there because it's leaking and I'm not going to use it. So that means it hasn't been sealed properly. But we use distilled water in our ice maker, and it's been smelling like chlorine. We've been getting some bottles that smell like chlorine, and we're like, what? This isn't right. So I have about 10 more jugs to come upstairs. I'm just going to be really cautious about how I open them if they smell like the chlorine, that I've not, spilled that water all over, etc. I'm not going to use it. So, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up to my computer over there. I just had that mold for the camera to sit on. And I'm going to get my recipes organized, and then I will probably just come over here and prep the batches. It's a little bit warmer up here today. It's 59. I have my heater going, but so I'll be comfortable prepping and doing stuff in that temperature. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so it's 1:30. I'm gonna take a lunch break, and I would like everybody to know that's concerned that I have nothing on the hot plate today. Nothing. My oils are melted and they're off in a whole nother place. So I don't have to worry about scorching oils today, because I don't know if some of you picked up on it, but I did scorch them again in the last vlog. I talked about it at the beginning of the vlog that I had left my pot melted, oils melting in a pot when I went to lunch, and then I did it again the exact same day on Friday when I was doing a vlog. I did it again. So I still have to get all my colors figured out here, but for now, and I have to get into a new Blossom box, so that's just gonna hold for me. I will have to unmold these and put them on trays and mold them again, and yeah, so that's what we're gonna do for right now. I'm just gonna go have some lunch. So I'm back up from lunch, and I need to line my molds. So I got to thinking, some of these vlogs are gonna end up very similar because I do a lot of the same things. So that's something we're gonna have to think about. Do you want to see me do the same things over and over and over again? Anyway, I need to line a couple of molds. Looks like I'm at the end of this guy. So this is the small mold. So I'm going to do the 7 plus 14. So we're going to 21. And then 7 again here. And these rolls of freezer paper get a little difficult to work with once they get super tight rolled in the middle. I usually put a 250 ounce oil batch into these molds. They used to be what I made all the time, and then we added a whole nother loaf to it. I used to get 40 bars. We added another loaf. My husband went out to the shop and did some tinkering and made it a little bit bigger. So I get 50 bars out of it now. So that's nice, but I do consider it my small mold now, which is kind of funny. I know among soap makers there's always kind of this competition about, the size batches that you make and like how that is your level of success and everything. But you know what? I still want to have fun and not just kill myself over it. So if that means some smaller batches sometimes, that's what that means. That's just the way it is. So what I do with these pieces like this, I just save these, and when I'm making wax melts, then it's a perfect paper to test colors out on. Not there for now. So even though I could probably make much bigger batches than even my biggest one, I'm just having fun and I'm having a good time. My husband had said that we really are going to have our own actual building in space and not be clear up in the attic, so that we can get drums and because I could get the drums now, I have a use for the drums size, but for like my liquid oils and such. But we're just not gonna get those up these stairs. Then you have to have a drum pump and anyway. Being big isn't always better. Just depends on what your goal is. So one thing, you know, I've mentioned Cass before with Cakes and Crafts by Cass, and she's kind of an advocate for this, and that is actually I need my other one first. Anyway, you know, we kind of seen just like Instagram how it's kind of like less real and more filtered look at people and things. So it's kind of the hustle mentality. I'm all for hustling. I've done plenty of hustling, but you can't sacrifice your life for the hustle, if that makes sense. There are some times, like I'm really good at taking Saturday off. Saturday is just an off day. It's like Xbox for the rest of them. I watch TV, we rest, we read. Saturday is just an off day. And then Sunday, we either work upstairs or we, you know, both. We do house things that we need to do, etc. But there's kind of that mentality that if you like rest really well, that people consider you lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm just resting my body because I know my body needs it. I see so much burnout out there. The people just, they can't maintain it. It's like, yeah, so you need to rest. We're built to rest. We can work hard, but we can rest too. You know, and if you're the religious variety, it was kind of built into the system from the get-go, wasn't it? So, I'm just a big believer in resting your body because you physically need to rest and your brain needs to rest, and it's just important to rest. And so, I may not be punching out a whole bunch right now, but this is also kind of my rest. We spend a lot of time working. We work 6 days a week, and though I may not be upstairs all the time, I'm still editing. I've still been editing video. I've been designing labels, you know, working with not designing, but like editing pictures and just all that stuff. It's just stuff still has to be done, but I do that upstairs. It's not a just physical on my feet deal. So anyway, the point is, if you hustle, that's great, but you also need to rest and just enjoy yourself. Oh my gosh, fix your favorite drink and read a book for 15 minutes even, you know? It's just so, it's luxurious to do that and just take care of yourself, and a little self-care goes a long way. So anywho's I was just on my brain powers at the moment to mention that. So we have a call into the vet because the old Doberman's acting a little bit more puny than we'd like, but of course we don't want to get exposed to COVID. This close to Christmas, no less, so we're just going to see what we can get done for him there. We've been taking really good care of him, but sometimes it's just not enough. Sometimes you need a little bit more assistance than that. I always thought I was going to be a vet. Like, it wasn't even a question. I was going to be a vet. I read vet books, like, in my spare time growing up in Montana. I thought I was going to be a vet. And then something significant happened. Our dog Baron, he was a German Shepherd Malamute, he got a cyst on his, kind of on his hip area. And this was in Missouri. It's our first house in Missouri, so that would have been, oh, probably 96. I mean, this is still me as a teenager living at home. So we went to the vet. Let's see, I probably should have just done the 18-inch one first. Let's do that. So we took him to the vet, and they said yes, they were going to have to cut that out. Well, I'm pretty sure my dad mentioned that I wanted to be a vet, and, you know, could I be there and watch? And they did. This was in Houston, Missouri, in Texas County. Isn't that funny? Anyway, so I was there, and of course I'm just a big softie. That's why I wanted to be a vet in the first place, because I just love animals so much. I had nursed my princess back to health, or, you know, we found her mangy and no fur and all that, and I got her back to health. And there's, you know, a lot of stuff in Montana. We nursed a lot of dogs. Anyway, I don't know what point I was getting at. Anyway, time had passed, and I had taken care of dogs quite a bit. So I went back in the room, and they put him to sleep. You know, they put him under. They didn't put him to sleep. That killed me. Watching him, oh gosh, I'm tearing up right now. I didn't expect it to hit me that hard. Oh my gosh. He was fine. He lived through it. Everything was fine. Anyway, just seeing him being put under as if he was being put to sleep, it killed me. And that really bothered me that day. And so they started cutting into him, and I couldn't handle it. I just straight up couldn't handle it. Let's see, what's this mold I'm doing? 15.5. I just couldn't do it. I walked out of there and I said, nope, not gonna be a vet. So, but I still have that, you know, I still enjoy nurturing and taking care of animals. I mean, we have 3 cats. No, we don't. We have 2 cats, 3 dogs, 3 cows. I would have horses and donkeys if my husband would let me, but he has said no new species. And we are maxed out on the species we do have, so no more for now. For now. For now. I suspect that we will, like, just so you know, just so you're already aware of the situation, I've got my sights set on a horse by this time next year. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that one plays out, okay? I gotta say, I'm really convincing. 3 kids, 3 dogs, 2 cats, 5 cows later. Well, they have the 3 still because, I mean, it kind of goes against what I was saying about the nurturing thing, but they are beef cattle for us. But I am the granddaughter of a rancher after all. But the biggest one, T-Bone, he's probably sticking around. So I can't line the mold until I get this one out. So I guess I'll do that. Not sure where I'm going to put it though once I run out of space. Anyway, I don't know what I was even saying at this point. I thought I was going to be a vet. Turned out I'm a little bit too big of a softie. And like I said, I love our cattle dearly. They're spoiled, rotten. They are chubby, and I speak to them, but that's me. They're actually beef cattle, and that's what we have them for. The day we loaded ribeye up into the trailer, I bawled all day long. I couldn't even stand it. My husband came up, he's like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, "Of course I'm crying. Heartbroken." It's a very difficult thing for me, but I'm not a vegetarian, so I understand. That's looking good. We'll put this on the rack. So yeah, basically my mom's whole side of the family were cattle ranchers in Wyoming and Nebraska. My great-grandfather homesteaded the Wagner-Hereford Ranch. Homesteaded and then Wagner-Hereford Ranch. Clear back in the early 1900s. And then my grandpa took it over when he married my grandma. And then my uncle took it over. But like my whole all their siblings and everything were all cattle ranchers at one point, pretty much. And so I'm really proud of that heritage. And I would like to be a rancher someday in Montana myself. But I don't know that that'll ever happen. Do you really want to know what I want to do when I grow up? A hay farmer. That's what I really, really want to do. I want to live in the Mission Valley of Montana. Probably between Pueblo and Polson, I'm thinking. And I want to live west of Highway 93. And I want to have a flat, it's kind of like, it's really flat, but you can look at the Mission Mountain Range. And I would like to just have my own tractor. And I want to grow hay, and I want to cut hay, and I want to bale hay, and I want to sell hay. That's kind of what I want to do with my life. So we'll see how that goes. But that's like, I want to make soap too, but I don't know why. I've always wanted to be a hay farmer. Alright, so for the top of my Candied Citrus sea salt soaps, I put a little bit of colored salt. So I have some coarse salt, and this is not the stuff from Brambleberry, and I wish it was because I prefer that Brambleberry coarseness. So I'm actually going to spray it. It's getting a little low. I'm going to spray it with a little alcohol and kind of get it wet. And then I'm going to add a little bit of mica. It just doesn't need a whole lot. We can add more, but I don't like it when it's super powdery. So I'm just moistening it with the alcohol and then coating it with a little bit of the mica. So it's looking pretty good. This is Green Vibrance. And then I do put it out to dry. This is definitely, let's just get on there. Definitely a lot finer than the Brambleberry, so the appearance is going to be a little bit different on this soap, and hopefully it looked like a lot of salt. Hope it's enough. I probably won't put a lot on. Anyway, my goal here is to kind of just let that alcohol dry off now. We'll see. I hope I don't have to make more because I'm really not interested in making more. Okay, so there's that one. I'm gonna do electric orange in this one. I just like the lighter color of it. I think last time I ended up mixing them together before I sprinkled them on the soap, but it ended up, the micas mixed just a little too much. So I don't think I'll do that this time. I think I'll see if I can just do a little bit at a time. I'll put this one down. Okay, we'll do yellow on this last one. Oh, so pretty. I think I did pink last time as well, but I don't plan on doing pink this go around. I think I'm just going to leave it at these 3 colors, which fairly adequately represent the candied citrus situation, although I suppose the pink could be pink grapefruit, huh? Oh gosh, I'm going to have to make a decision. I had to uncover my coarse salt over. I keep all my salts under the bath bomb machine in those buckets, and it was one of the bottom buckets of the littler ones. So I don't really feel like going back after it. I really like these colors, and that's what I was inspired to do. So I think that's just what I'm going to do for today. It's just the pink and the orange and the green. Pink. Why did I say pink? Because the green and the orange and the yellow. Sometimes I go back to edit these videos and I sometimes won't even notice it until I do the closed captioning. I'm like, what was I saying? My brain and mouth don't always cooperate.